I am so fortunate to be with Ron Grossinger today. He is an amazing individual, a teacher, a tinkerer, an engineer, a welder, a cool glasses guy, so many things. And we met you basically the other day when Jesse and I were doing our live stream. You are a Patreon of ours, so thank you very much. You support our channel.
You guys deserve it.
Thank you. And we went and checked out your website, your YouTube, your Instagram, and you do so much cool, amazing stuff. You inspire generations of kids to tinker and to get in there and solve problems and to engineer, and that's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm lucky. They have a shop class in a high school, and I got lucky with the job here, and the kids are great and everything. So, yeah.
They really seem to love you. It's so apparent in the video. So you do a whole bunch of cool things. You do one of these things that you do is a 1-minute video where you explain some concept in 1 minute.
A 1-minute video.
And I'm assuming that's to keep the attention span of young people.
Well, it really was a laziness because I didn't want to make a long video because I didn't have time to edit, and Instagram gives you 1 minute. So I was like, you know what? I'll just do it in 1 minute. And but I've done some longer videos since then.
Yeah, I really love. You did a video just recently where you showed how you were teaching people to weld at a vegan farmers market, and it was really cool. I want to learn to weld from you.
I got your back. No
Awesome.
problem at all. Yeah. I mean, what I try to do is I try to give people what I wish I had available when I was starting out. So, I break it down to fundamentals and. Like I had to go beg railing shops to teach me how to weld, and they're very resistant. Discovery Channel didn't explode yet the way it did over the last, decade. And before that, it was rare to find somebody that was excited to teach you about something. Now a lot of people are excited, which is great. It's a much better place to live.
When you were trying to learn how to weld, I was reading your story there. You basically you begged, it sounded like, a local shop to let you just learn for like 15 minutes, and they said, "Okay, come back tomorrow." And you were there like before they opened.
Yep. Yeah. What happened was I wanted to weld, so I went to a local railing shop and. They said no, so I went to I just went down the list, like actually from the phone book, and I went down the list. And those of you who don't know what a phone book is, it's okay, you didn't miss anything. It's just like a tree trunk of paper. So anyway, I went down the list, and then the next place on the list, I said, "Hey, I'll teach you how, guys. Teach me how to weld, please." And they said no. So I said, "Look." And I knew how to put together simple websites. So I was like, look, you don't have a website. You're probably going to want to be on the web. I'll make a website for you, zero cost.
Wow.
And then the old guy was like, he's like, I don't even want that. He's like, okay, we'll teach you for 15 minutes tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I got dressed up in I had like a coverall suit. I got my boots on. I got some gloves. I was ready to go. And I got there at like 5:15. It was like very cold in the morning. And then the guy opened the door at 5:30, and his assistant showed me how to weld. At 5:45, that's it. The guy said, "Okay, that's it.
Get out of
See you
here."
later." Yep. And I said, "Okay, do you want that website?" He's like, "No. See you later."
And so in 15 minutes, that's all the teaching you've had, right? That's all you got.
No. I've since then taken adult ed. There's some really good deals, local community colleges, and also there's technical schools, and you could do adult ed. I've done lots of welding programs. I've been a student in a lot of programs since then. But getting started, that was okay, but really what I needed was, see, when you weld, you're controlling the pool. You're making liquid metal. So when you see those sparks flying on TV and whatnot, what's happening down in the center is that you're controlling liquid metal. So it's like this. It's like, whoa. And then depending on how fast you move, you could cool the puddle off, or you can make it too hot. You could actually drop through the metal. So you have to be very careful about the balance. I feel like you're almost like micro surfing. And so that is the hard part about welding.
Interesting. So now once you learned this lesson, you ran right out and got yourself a welder for the day.
Yeah, back then you could rent a welder from Home Depot. I don't know if that's still available, but in my area it's not. And I went to the Home Depot, and there was an out-of-work engineer working the tool rental area. He was very encouraging, and he said, you could make anything you want once you become a welder and a machinist. You could make anything out of metal. So I said, okay. And he gave me some pointers, but I really didn't know what I was doing. I took it home, and I rented it for 24 hours, and I welded. And that was my start.
You work on a lot of amazing projects with your students. This sounds like the kind of place I wish I could go back in time and be one of your students. You've converted gas cars to electric cars. That's one of the projects you guys have done, right? You took a VW, a 1990 VW, and you put batteries and motor in it, and the kids did all the work, and right, you've got an electric car.
You want to see it?
Yeah, I do.
So this is it right here behind me.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, is this the one that I saw in the Jehu Garcia video?
Yeah, we took this into New York City, and I took him around New York City on it. That was a fun day. That was cool.
The most hilarious moment for me was when he's asking you, okay, how much more juice is left in the battery? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, we ran out. So I dropped him off, and then we went towards the Lincoln Tunnel, and it ran out of juice. Oh, no. And I was like, okay, the last thing I want is to get stuck in the tunnel. That's so embarrassing. They're going to have to call like the police tow truck. I was like, that's not happening. We went to a gas station, and there was this junkie on the corner. And I was like, hey, I want to try and plug in. And the guy was like, you go over here. Hey, come over here. And he just like screamed at us. But he was right. He pointed us to an auto body shop. And when I went in there, there's all these Jamaican guys in there. And they were lovely. They were awesome. They were so cool. They were like, yeah, bring it in. We went in there, and they were working on taxis. It was like a taxi auto body shop. Uh-huh. And we plugged in for about an hour while they inspected the car and stuff. And then we were able to go home.
That's awesome.
That is kind of an older project, and it needs some work and whatnot. But there's a new project, which is this one.
Oh, is this the solar car?
Well, no, this one is, it could be solar, but this one's called a Lotus 7. And it's basically like a really big go-kart.
Okay.
And what it is it's based on the Lotus 7 from the 1950s. They still make them in a kit. And then it's a cage. And then it's hard to see over here, but there's an electric motor. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
You see it? Okay. And then do you see the red plate attached to the electric motor?
Uh-huh.
All right, that hooks up to a transmission. So that rolls out, and then we're going to put that in there. I just tucked it away because we didn't work on it this year. What we did work on was a go-kart.
Oh, cool.
And we made the seat from scratch.
Yeah, the kids, I saw the video. The kids made that seat all by themselves.
Yeah, this is called a bomber seat, and it's all sheet metal. And then they bolted in. So the same kids that made this, they can make anything now. They're pretty good. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, so that's the vehicle stuff that's going on right now.
Do you also teach at the community college?
Yeah, so at the community college, they asked me to I have an evil plan. Okay, so I make a joke with the students. I tell them, I don't actually care about you. I just want you to become really successful so you hire me one day. Well, that worked. So one of my students, who was a very successful student, he went to Bergen Community College, and when he was there, they wanted to do an electric car. So they said, well, we really need like an advisor. So he's like, got right on the phone. He's like, Mr. G, come down here. You might have a job. So that's exactly what happened. And I was like, hey, man.
It worked. Your evil plan worked.
Yeah, totally. So they chose a large full-size pickup truck, and we're putting an electric motor in there. That's kind of equivalent to what the truck had originally. Mm-hmm. The challenge that's kind of like really hard is that there's turnover because it's a community college. So even if I have a student there for 1 or 2 years and they become amazing, they graduate, and then I have new students. So it's been longer than I thought. I've been there about 4 years, but we're getting somewhere.
That's so exciting. I can't wait to come meet you and check out these projects because, I mean, I've been watching some videos, and just the biggest thing that comes across is the excitement, the fun in learning. Like, I've thought over the years of taking a welding class or something, but whenever I have and I've looked into it, it's been kind of this like, okay, you're gonna take out your book, and I've been like, oh, that's not. I don't. That doesn't sound fun. But everything you do with your students is all smiles and fun.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, what I treat students like spies. They're on a need-to-know basis. So the reason why I say that is because, if I give you like a book or if I give you too much information and it's not pertinent, I think it's just human nature to start ignoring it or just purge it. Because if it's not necessary, if you picked up everything around you, it'd be like sensory overload. So just naturally, people don't care about something unless it matters. Mm-hmm. What I do is I teach in that way. I let you practice and I let you fail. And then I say, oh, you want to do it better? Here's what I would do. And then I get you to another level. Then eventually students catch on to this. And then they start, like the ones with experience, they start asking me, like, instead of doing something, they go, what would you do here? And then I'm like, okay, now let's talk.
That's awesome. That fits right in with something we just did today. Bobby made this for you. This is inspired by you. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you serious?
Yeah, so Bobby is I don't know if you've seen him on our channel before, but he's a fantastic poster designer. We have a website called posterenvy.com where we make posters, and this is going to go up on the website soon, and we're going to send you copies for you. And we're also going to send you a link so you can get free posters because we love you and we want you to have more posters up around your place. So
you guys are amazing.
We'll send it to you for your approval. You might want to tweak it or something. You know, it might not meet your standards. We might. You know what? I love
that.
Now that I see his hair, we might want to. We might want to put a little more curls in there, but we're going to tweak it.
Okay, wait, hold on. All right.
That's how he does it. All right.
It sticks right up, you know?
That's awesome. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to tweak it just a little bit. I want a little more curl in there. This is too tame.
That's so nice that you did that sign. I love that. That's very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I just love that quote. I think that's something that's missing in education today. Our kids just always have to do well on the test. Everything has to be perfect. Don't get it wrong. Don't fail. And it's like, you're absolutely right. Failure is how you learn, as long as you know that it's okay.
That's the best teacher. I can't teach them more than failure would. There's nothing more, What I try and do is I do something called a fail safe. You don't want to fail on something that's critical, like, driving on the highway and, your brakes fail. This is bad.
Right,
okay?
Right.
But what you do want to fail in is, cardboard models, test it in the vise and try and break it.
That's so cool. When did you know that you were interested in this stuff? And I guess my other question is, how did you know?
Oh, no. I caught this disease very early on. It came from somewhere else. I don't know. I always just loved cars. I don't know why. I drew cars a lot. My mom was an artist and my dad was, still is kind of like, he's a baker and he ran his family bakery and this and that. Hands-on is just there. I don't know. Just cars are cool, and it evolved. Like when I was a kid, it was all cars. I was like, oh, Ferrari. Now I'm like, dude, now it's like engineering and space travel and like, oh my God. And then as a teacher, you're forced to think about learning curves and stuff like that. And to me, that's engineering too, so I don't know where it came from. I don't understand it. I really don't know.
It's just always been there. If there are people watching right now, kids, young people, old people, whatever, who are thinking like, this is really cool, I'd like to do some of this stuff, are community colleges the place to do it?
If someone's watching and they want to get started, first of all, if you're in high school, you could start with model vehicles like robots, cars, all scale. Mm-hmm. So what I would say to someone young is the size does not matter. The fundamentals are the same. So get started with remote controls, Arduino, 3D printing. You could do this all from like your bedroom. You're fine. And then the second thing is I would say is if you're going to go to college, let's say you go to school for engineering. Hold on. I would go to community college, learn how to be a machinist, learn how to be a welder, learn how to make things in plastic, learn how to make something, make a robot, make something. Because colleges are theory. And so if you have no practice, you can't put these theories to work. You're going to be helpless. What I find among my students, a lot of the students that don't have the hands-on and they go to college for engineering, they end up in two fields, finance or management, which is perfectly fine if that's what you want. But if you planned on building rockets or robots or cars and you go to college for engineering, then my second advice to you would be, if that's what you want to do and you don't want to go to community college first and you have to go to a 4-year, go there. But then what I would do is join the clubs. So they have this thing called Formula SAE and they actually build a race car and they compete. That's one of the best things because it's hands-on.
That's awesome. This is great advice. Wow, you're hearing from a guy who knows what he's talking about here, folks.
This is just the stuff that like I wish I did.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's awesome. If people are out there and they want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to reach out to you to ask you questions and stuff like that?
Okay, so try Mr. G's Workshop on Instagram. You could just DM me, or you could obviously do email. I'm just ron.grossinger@gmail. And then another way is I have a website. So it's Ron Grossinger, no spaces, one S, by the way. We left the other S in Ellis Island, and and then it's at .com.
Okay.
But probably the best way is Mr. G's Workshop on Instagram. I'm very active on there. I love that.
Cool. We would love to partner with you. Like if you want to send us videos to put on our channel so that we can get it out to more people, because what you're doing is fantastic. And I want more people to know about you and check out your YouTube channel, because your YouTube videos are fantastic and they're engaging and fun to watch and educational. So people should go there and check out your videos. I know you probably don't have much time during the day to make them because you're busy teaching, but they're really a lot of fun. And sometime when we're in your neck of the woods, we should come down there and give your class some rides in the Tesla. And that would be fun.
Awesome. I would love, the kids would love that. In fact, we have a way to plug in over here. I want to get a level 2 charger because we have like plenty of power in the shop. So we have 220 at 50 amps.
Nice.
And yeah. So I don't know how it works exactly, but can you buy like one of those Tesla chargers with a J1772 or I guess a Tesla handle?
Well, you know what I've got? I've got a Tesla charger that I ran over with my snowblower, and the charger's fine, and the cable got a little scrunched. But you guys could probably figure that out.
Oh, yeah. We'll rewire that thing.
I'll box that up, send it to you.
Oh, my God. Send it to me. Yes, and I want to plug it in for sure, because I'm on PlugShare, like registered, but no one really calls. But I want to like mount it on the outside and let people charge up. I don't care, and at school, I think would encourage this. I'll get permission or whatever. But I think this school would encourage this because this is the new thing. Listen, and anybody who's like, well, I like Pistons and this and that. Listen, I love record players. The sound's amazing. But if you're going to listen to music, you're going to listen to an MP3 player. Right. You're going to stream it. You know what I mean?
And I mean, so many of the skills you're teaching right now, we need for the future. I mean, these kids are going to be astronauts. These kids are going to Mars. Like, they need to know how to build stuff. Totally.
The future's unbelievable. Oh my God, I can't believe what's happening. Like, and I teach in a school, so it's like, all the schools. This one's pretty good, but it's like, obviously, this is a great school. I love this school. I've been here 13 years. This is like my house. But all the schools are kind of the same. They're real slow to adapt stuff. Like for instance, they still say there's no phones allowed, but yet they allow the phones. So they have it on the books, but they don't enforce it.
Right.
And people ask me all the time, well, what do you do with the phones in the classroom? And I say, what do you mean? Bring them. I mean, there's no typewriters here. Like, what am I going to do? So I have a joke about stopping phones in the classroom. Okay. So there's a principal, and he's on a beach, right? And he's walking around to all the people on the beach who have their cell phones, and he's got a sign, and he goes, no cell phones, not on the beach, you got to go. Walks up to people, put that away, walks up to people, right? And then all of a sudden, they go, look out, and behind him, a tsunami of cell phones is coming towards him, right? It's all wireless. You don't even have to plug in. You don't even need Wi-Fi. It's coming towards him. And then he turns around without skipping a beat and he goes, well, no cell phones on the beach. And he puts out his hand, like this. and then the whole thing crashes down on him, and he's swimming in the cell phones, and underneath the water, he goes, "No cell phones, blah 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 blah. No cell phones, blah 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 blah." I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! They're here,
Right? Yeah, you can't stop them.
So there's no stopping it, and that was also part of the reason I wanted to get online and get into making videos and getting into communication with people. And look at us, like we're communicating.
Exactly.
This is a fantastic thing, you know. So
I know, it's so exciting. That's why we did the YouTube channel, was to connect with people like you, and it's so exciting to see it work. So I'm just so glad that you're able to take some time today to talk to us. I can't wait for more collaborations with you in the future. And yeah, I'm gonna go pack that thing up and send it to you right now. I just hope you can.
So cool. That's
All
so
right.
cool. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna put it to work, and I'll get on the plug share, and maybe you can advise me of how to make the plug share attractive. Because, okay, so I have all these like handmade electric cars, but I don't drive one daily. Right. So I know what it's like to look for chargers. Like we've plugged in gardens and stuff like that. I don't drive one on a daily, so you gotta let me know the best way. Cool.
Awesome, Ron. Thank you so much for talking to us today. I'm going to adjust this poster just a little bit because I want to get your hair just right. It's not perfect yet, but it's going to get there. And yeah, we'll get that out to you. Thank you so much.
I love that. Hey, good talking to you.
All right. Thanks so much.
Okay, Zach. See you.
See ya. Thanks so much for watching Now You Know. We work hard to bring you videos about things that we think you'll find useful, but we need to know from you what you want to see, so leave your comments below. Also, don't forget to go over to our Patreon page, where for as little as $1 a month, you can watch our Patreon bonus story every week on Tesla Time News. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.